Welcome back. Now you don't want to hear me sing. You'd be on the other YouTube channel if you wanted to hear that, or you'd be on Pandora or Spotify or Amazon Music or Google Play or all those other places you can hear me sing there. You're not here for that. Welcome back to My Car Shop, because that's what we're here about. We're here to talk about cars and stuff. Got a lot of information to share with you today, and just thought I would take some time to kind of synthesize and overview what's going on and what's coming around the shop. It's been a long time since I've done this, and I felt it was time. So let's watch the show intro. I'll see you in 30 seconds. It doesn't take long, and you can get a good timeline overview of all, not all, some of the projects that we're working here in the shop, or there in the shop, because I'm Mike, and this is my truck, but the program you're watching is My Car Shop.
Working out of a 100-year-old refurbished barn, bringing 35 years of experience to projects considered beyond repair. Vision, creativity, and problem solving are essential tools in this place. Watch as we transform junk into polished metal miracles. This is My Car's Shop.
I was realizing this morning as I was planning out the next 5, 6, 8, 10 episodes, what's coming and what I'm going to be doing, that I really haven't given any overall updates about what's coming around the shop and just what's going on in general. So, for example, you can tell that I'm on the road. It's nothing really channel related or automotive related. It's a trip to the airport to pick up my son Joe, who's flying in from Alaska before he heads off to his next ventures in various corners of the world. But as I've been pondering and I've been thinking and so forth about everything that we do here on the channel, we've been doing a whole series on fuel pumps. Obviously, we did a whole big series on John's 66 Belvedere. There's more coming on that. Becky and I did a bunch of episodes on the 47 Ford, and I'm going to get her back out in the shop so we can work more on that and get a few more things done to hopefully, maybe, if we're lucky, get that car on the road this year. But there's a lot of other things I've been plotting and planning and thinking about. My buddy Mark and I, he's been on the channel some. He's the voice of My Car Shop. He's the one who does the show intro. He's going to be coming once I stop traveling so darn much and I get to stay home and do a few things. We're going to do a whole bunch of shop upgrades, and there's a bunch of stuff coming there. So, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to film that for you, and just let you appreciate and enjoy the transformation of what we're going to be doing in the shop. Project-wise, one of the things that Becky and I have talked a lot about, we've got scoops on the road, and in fact, I will be doing an episode on scoops real soon. Some of you know it as 2 scoops. I've got a couple of upgrades that I want to do to that car, and I want to share that with you as well. Becky's been taking project lead on that car, and she's got some good ideas. It's going to take some time and some money, but little by little, there's more coming on that car. Plus, we're going to get her out driving it some and having her enjoy that beast. Fun car to drive. I drive it almost every day right now. I've had a few bugs and glitches we've had to work out, but it's been running pretty darn good, all things considered. But something else that she is wanting, and we've been discussing, is for years she's wanted an old truck, and I've been looking for a 40s or 50s vintage Chevrolet, Ford, Dodge, doesn't matter, fat fender pickup for her. Haven't found anything yet. Obviously, I'm looking for a $200 basket case that needs a lot of work, because that's what we do around here. Another fabrication project, which will be really exciting. So that's coming, but something that we haven't actually worked on the channel yet, did one episode on but haven't touched, is the 88 Dodge pickup. We were talking about the vehicles that we already own, and there's 15, 16, 18, I don't even know how many there are. There's a lot. There's still some that aren't at the shop yet, but we realize we have a truck that is very near and dear to both of our hearts that we haven't done anything with. And that's the 88 Dodge 4x4. Now that's special to us because that was her dad's truck. And I got it from her dad, many years ago. The thing has been rode hard and put away wet. About the only thing left on the truck that's original as far as the body is the cab. I've repaired the cab floor in that truck. I've replaced all the sheet metal at least once, now twice. But it's a great old truck. It's a 318 TBI truck that gets about 4 miles to the gallon, as those TBI trucks did. Not that bad, 6 to 8. But it's a great truck, and we're realizing it's just sitting there. The project has been on hold for a long time, and she would like me to have that truck on the road maybe so she could drive it this winter. It needs some brake lines. Maybe it needs brake lines? Yes, it does. It blew a brake line in the back. We already did the fuel system. It's got most of the sheet metal on. John, who owns the 66 Belvedere, is going to come over, and we're going to take the box off of the 92 Dodge truck that we have, and we're going to put that on the 88 truck. So it's a kind of a calico thing, but we'll get it in some kind of a solid color so that she can enjoy driving that truck until I can find the fat fender truck that she wants. And of course, it's going to take time for me to get that done. So that's really fun and really exciting to be thinking about gearing back up on that. Of course, the Forsyth Duster, it's just a matter of me working that into the mix, and I've been mentally doing a lot, planning and plotting on what's coming on that car, and I've got a couple of quick projects I want to do to move that car forward in its process without tying up the shop until I can get the Challenger on the rotisserie. So of course, those are two things that are also coming. We're close to being ready to put the oil pan on the Oakland. I did find out what the issue was, why I was struggling so much to fix those rust spots in the Oakland oil pan, because the solders that are available today, a lot of them don't have lead, and I was trying to patch up old solder with new solder, and they don't like each other at all. So I need to get some lead-based solder to put the screens in, because the oil pan is already tinned with lead-based solder. So when I get back from my next trip, that's going to be top priority. We'll get Dad out, and maybe Joe will still be home. I'm not sure. But we'll spend a day working on the Oakland as well. 4740 touched on 68 Pro Street GTS. I just need to get it out and drive it. The car doesn't really need anything. So we're going to have some driving episodes coming on that. Of course, there'll be a lot more coming as far as fabrication in the shop. I want to get the other subframe connector put in the Challenger, and we need to get the motor out of the Challenger so that we can get it on the rotisserie as soon as I have the frame stiffened up, and make sure we don't need to do any bracing in the car so that it's not flexing once we hang it on the rotisserie. We're always trying to find ways to maximize efficiency in the projects that we're doing. And you know, if you've been here for any length of time, that we share it all. The good, the bad, the ugly. We share the details. But I got a fun episode that I'm hoping I can get done this week. Something different, something tongue-in-cheek, something I think you're really going to like. So hopefully I can get that one done this week. Hopefully it won't be airing before this episode comes out, because I don't always do them chronologically, and I know that just really bugs some of you. But I'm looking forward to that, because I need a little humor in my life. Of course, we hope to do more tacos, because tacos, need I say more about tacos? Something else that will be coming, hopefully while Joe is home, we can do a project overview video on the 69 Charger. That would be great. And I'm also thinking, he and I have talked, and of course he would like me to get some work done on that car. So pardon the shaky road, this road sucks. When you live in the middle of farming country and you know all of the shortcuts and cutoffs to get where you want to go, some of those roads are really rough. Anyway, 69 Charger, Joe and I have talked, and he would love for me to go ahead and do some work on that car and move it forward. Mechanically, the car is pretty well done. It just needs the cosmetic stuff, and it needs to be put back together, and it needs the glass put in. Door handles, glass, car could actually be being driven. So it's really close. And there goes a Roadrunner convertible, maybe? Hard to tell at a mile away, but we're going to find out what it is, and maybe I'll get you some video, because that's the fun of these road trips. You just never know what you're going to see. Nah, I don't think it's a Mopar. Maybe it is. Hard to tell. You think I would know. Maybe a Cougar. I don't know. It's convertible. Yellow. It's cool. We'll catch it. I promise. Stuck behind a stinker doing 40 miles an hour. It took me a while to catch this guy, but here we are. I got a feeling this is a Ford product. It kind of smells like a Mercury. I don't recognize the tail, so forgive me, Mopar guys, for picking probably the wrong vehicle. But yeah, there it is. Maybe I'll get around it up here in town and get a look at it from the side. Nice car. Very cool. It's just not the car I'm familiar with, so some of you are laughing at me. Some of you already know what it is. I don't know everything. Did you ever figure that out? I don't. I just don't. I know a lot about cars. I know a lot of cars, but I don't know. I don't recognize that rear assembly, which makes me wonder if it's like an off-brand of a major player like a Mercury instead of a Ford, or I don't know. I don't know what it is. It might not be that. I'll be very embarrassed if it is a Mopar. Well, here we go. Let's find out. It's a Cougar. That's what it is. That's why I didn't recognize it, because it's a probably in the 70s Cougar. She doesn't look that old. She looks like a nice lady. Maybe she's not a Cougar. Okay, so hopefully I can edit that into something reasonable, because that was a little bit of an ordeal. I was going to pass that slowpoke in front of me, and as I started whipping out around him and cranking up the old 400 ponies of Hemi, some guy was backing out of his driveway. So we didn't get around him for a few miles, but we got there and we finally figured out what it was, and that's why I didn't recognize it. From a distance, the roof line would be similar to, with my 55-year-old eyes, similar to a Roadrunner, especially with the yellow and everything kind of blurred together. But it was a Mercury Cougar, and that's why I didn't recognize that rear bumper, although as I got closer, it did kind of smell like a Ford. So, you know, it's just, they got this smell. Okay, a Ford product, sorry. Obviously, there's a lot of cars in the shop that we're working on, plus we're working on John's car off and on, although it sounds like he's about got his car on the road from what I heard from him yesterday, so that's cool. I'm looking forward to seeing that car buzzing around on the road. It's a lot to keep track of, and most of it's here, and as I get older, that can become a problem because I forget stuff. Becky and I have been talking about the 47 a little bit and realized that it's been so long since I did the chassis and the frame and assembled that car. I need to give it a look over, but I also need to take it to my buddy Mike over at All in One Auto, and some of you that are on the Facebook page will remember that place because I had some work done on the 73 Swinger there. Take it over to him and just let him do a safety check and see what cotter pins I missed and what stuff might not be tight, and just give it a good look over, because it's always good to get a second opinion and a second set of eyes on something. So there you go. The last thing I wanted to talk about, and this has turned into something I wasn't expecting, but I'm kind of having fun, and you're just along for the ride. So it's like you're sitting in the passenger seat and we're just talking. Or maybe you're sitting on my dashboard, but that's just weird. Really weird. How do you juggle 10 cars, 11 cars, 9 cars, project-wise, financially? We do most of the stuff by hand. We fabricate stuff, and saves us a ton of money. We're always looking for deals on stuff. We're scouring the web, looking for driver quality used parts, because we're not building show cars, although certainly some of them are, like the 47 Ford or the 69 Charger are definitely show quality jobs. But I prefer to do a show quality paint job and maybe use some chrome and things that aren't perfect, because you can always bolt that stuff on later, but it's hard to go back and paint a car again. Painting is expensive, especially if you're having to pay somebody to do it. So get the best paint job you can. when you're getting a car painted, and then the bolt-on stuff is easy to do. Back to what I was saying, is keeping track of everything. It's a lot, but I like to make forward motion on every project. We haven't touched the 74 Swinger in a year. We might not touch that car again for a while. There's some things I want to get done on it. We need to hang the other quarter panel. But especially now with the 73 Swinger being around the shop full time, it's just not a high priority to get that car done. I've got the V8 for it. I've got everything to finish the car. I just haven't put it at the top of the list. The Forsyth Duster and the Challenger are the top priorities in the channel, and of course the 47 Ford and everything that we've been doing on those projects. But the thing is, when you do a piece, when you take one bite of a project, it's one thing you don't have to do again. So keep that in mind. I know that Duddy was talking on his, actually the discussion we had on his last video, which could be a while ago now, but it was just yesterday. And he was talking about how I was mentioning how assembly and disassembly is a very common thing, especially when you're doing custom work, is like he's doing on his Dodge Explorer. And sometimes you've got to bolt stuff on and take it off more than once. It's a pain in the butt when you got to put a body on and off a frame more than once, but sometimes that's what it takes. Doors, good Lord. When we did the 57 Chevy all those years ago, some of you have seen that car. I think we had each door on and off of that car 30 times to get things right, to get the door gaps right. It was just a lot, especially the bottom gap. We would do it, have to take the door back off to make some adjustments in the fabrication and the patches we were making, put it back on, take it off, put it on, take it off, put it on, take it off. But that's just the way it is. So there's no getting around all of that. It just takes time, but that's how you eat the elephant, one bite at a time. I've been trying to do a better job of asking you questions about your experiences, and today I want to ask a question. Wow, nice Pro Street Camaro. Holy crap, that's a nice car. Woo, wow. About a 70 Camaro, 71 maybe. Wow, that was sweet. I wish I could have got a picture of it for you. Anyway, I like to ask questions, and this question is going to be a little different than some of the ones I've been asking lately, where I'm asking for your experience. I'm going to ask you, what do you enjoy about the channel? What would you like to see more of? What would you like to see less of? That doesn't mean I'm going to do it, but it just gives me a feel for, am I on the right track with content that you guys enjoy? So we are different because we share the dirty, dirty details of what it takes to do something. And we really try not to do much stuff off camera, so that in real time you get a realistic view of what it takes to do the work that we do in our shop. Now, you get a 30 to 40 minute video of something that maybe was 4 hours in the shop. I can't give you every minute, because there's times I'm standing there picking my butt. Stuff like that, thinking, scratching my head, trying to find a tool. When you work on this many projects, stuff gets set down on a workbench by a car and then doesn't get put away. Can you imagine that? And then you forgot that you were working on that car, and that's where you use that tool. And so yesterday I was looking for a blowgun, forgot I was using it on John's car, mentally chased my way back. Took me 10 minutes to find a blowgun, and I've got 3 of them. Anyway, stuff like that. But what do you want to see? What do you want to see more of? What are you enjoying about the channel? What? I'll be honest, what don't you enjoy about the channel? I really try to mix it up and give a variety of content, but I want to hear from you. Tell me. All right, we've wiggled our way down to the freeway. We are probably 20 minutes from the airport, and I've got a bunch of phone calls I got to make for business, so because I do have to pay the bills too. But I appreciate you being here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, why not? You've watched this long. Go ahead and do it right now. Do it now. Hit the bell so you receive notifications. Smash the like button on the video so that it pushes us up in the YouTube algorithm and we get to be a more recommended view. And we're on Facebook and Instagram /MyCarShop. And as always, you can't forget, because it's what I do, rock